Well, I woke up this morning with a knot in my gut. I tried to keep the curtains and the windows shut, but I saw the mailman in his little blue truck, and I knew that I had run out of my luck. He put the flag down and he drove away, leaving a time bomb for my January day. I paced in the kitchen, I paced in the hall, staring at the front door, staring at the wall. The calendar says it's the middle of the month, the time for the financial punch. The holiday spending was loose and free, but now the bill is waiting there for me. I put on my shoes like I was going to war. I slowly unlocked the heavy front door. The driveway looked long, a mile or two, underneath the sky of a wintry blue. The mailbox stood there, metal and black, ready to launch a financial attack. I took the first step, my knees were knocking. The neighbors were watching, the neighbors were mocking. I remember the turkey, I remember the wine. I remember saying, put it on the card, it's fine. Those famous last words of a December fool. Now I'm breaking every budgetary rule. It's the mailbox fear, the walk of shame. I've got nobody but myself to blame. The envelope is waiting, thick and white, to ruin my day and to ruin my night. Don't open the door, don't look inside. There is nowhere left for my wallet to hide. The box and my hand started shaking. My financial spirit was crumbling and breaking. I reached for the handle, cold as the ice. I whispered a prayer and I whispered it twice. Please be a coupon, please be a flyer. But I knew that I was a terrible liar. I pulled down the door with a rusty squeak. My courage was gone, I was incredibly weak. There it was, sitting on top of the stack, with a window showing my name in black. The logo of the bank was shiny and red, filing me with a heavy and a deeply dread. I grabbed the stack and I ran back inside, looking for a dark corner where I could hide. I threw the junk mail onto the floor and stared at the envelope I truly abhorred. It felt heavy like a brick in my hand, the heaviest paper in all of the land. I grabbed the letter open as sharp as a knife, prepared to dissect my financial life. I sliced the top open with a surgical cut. I felt the panic rising up in my gut. I pulled out the paper, folded in three. The moment of truth had arrived for me. Unfolded the bottom, afraid to see the number that was waiting for you and me. I covered my eyes and peeked through a slit, preparing myself for a fainting fit. I saw the first comma, I saw the first zero. I wasn't feeling like a holiday hero. A documented record of my spending attack. I collapsed on the chair, defeated and pale, the victim of the January mail. Why did I buy the inflatable Santa Claus? Why did I buy the treats for the doggy paws? It seemed like a good idea at the time, but now I'm paying for the festive crime. I gotta read the list, I gotta check the line. There must be a mistake, this can't be all mine. I grabbed my reading glasses and a red ink pen to fight the statement shock all over again. I slammed the bill down on the kitchen tabletop. I was ready to blow, I was ready to pop. Honey, I yelled, get in here right now. We need to have a meeting and a holy cow. She walked in the room with an innocent face, but I was running a Bodger race. Look at page 1, I pointed with rage. We spent a fortune at the shopping cage. $70 at the Coffee Bean. That's the most caffeine that I've ever seen. Did you buy coffee for the whole dang town, or were you just trying to wash the money down? She looked at the line and she gave a shrug. I bought mugs for the teachers and a travel mug. It was Christmas gifts, don't be a Scrooge, but my eyeball was starting to bulge and huge. Okay, fine, I said, but explain me this. What is this charge for mystical bliss? That's the spot, she said, for my mother's back. I felt like I was having a heart attack. $200 for a rub and a soak. This bank account is going up in smoke. I circled the number with angry red ink. I needed a water, I needed a drink. I flipped to page 2 and my jaw hit the floor. What happened at the Elay John in store? $500 on December the 10th. Did we buy a robot or a laser pen? I racked my brain, trying to recall. The memory was blank, nothing at all. Who bought this? What is this charge? The total is getting extremely large. I don't remember this, I don't recall. Did we really need to go to the mall? Unidentified spending, mystery fees. It's bringing me down to my trembling knees. Wait a minute, she said, pointing a finger. Let's not let that accusation linger. That was the gaming system you bought for the boy, the one that you said was an educational toy. I coughed and I cleared my throat a bit. Oh yeah, well that doesn't count, that's legit. But then I found a charge that was truly weird, something that I had rightfully feared. Sparkle Pony Limited, $50. I shouted, this is where the budget sucks. We don't have a pony, we don't have a horse. This is fraud, illegal force. That's the glitter makeup for the niece, she said. I banged the table and I hung my head. Glitter cost 50, is it made of gold? I felt like I was getting incredibly old. Every single line was a dagger to the heart, tearing my financial soul apart. Amazon.com, Amazon again. We funded the rocket for the billionaire man. There's a package a day, a box at the door. I can't even see the hardwood floor. Prime membership is a dangerous trap, creating a giant financial gap. We argued for hours over every cent, wondering where the holiday money went. The total was real, the total was high. We looked at each other and let out a sigh. There's only one way to fix this mess, to relieve the pressure and the money stress. We gotta cut back, we gotta live lean, we gotta start a budget machine. No more lattes, no more steak. We're doing this for the family's sake. I walked to the pantry and opened the door, looking for the food of the budget poor. I pushed aside the pasta and the fancy rice and found a block of noodles for a very low price. Get ready, honey, for the Ramen Noodle Diet. The steak is gone, the shrimp is history. Where the lobster went is not a mystery. We ate it all in a festive greed. Now we're planting the poverty seed. I looked in the cupboard, dusty and bare. There was nothing but emptiness living in there. I pushed aside a can of pumpkin pie and found a package that caught my eye. Crinkly plastic, orange and red. Instant lunch is what the label said. 3 minutes to cook, 10 cents to buy. It was time to give the noodles a try. I boiled the water in a battered pot. It was the only gourmet meal I got. I dropped a brick of noodles in the swim. The chances of a good meal were looking slim. I ripped the flavor packet with my teeth, releasing the salty dust from underneath. Dinner time, I yelled to the family crew.
Come and see
The feast
I made for you.
They ran to the table with hungry eyes, expecting a culinary surprise. But when they saw the bowls of curly string, they didn't want to dance and they didn't want to sing. It's a ramen noodle the January feast. Eating like a starving and a desperate beast. Chicken flavor, beef flavor, maybe shrimp too. It's mostly just salt and edible glue. Slurp it up, boys, don't you complain. We're eating our way through the budget rain. My son poked the noodles with a metal spoon.
Is this a worm or a weird cocoon?
It's pasta I lied with a father's grace.
A delicacy from an exotic place.
He took a bite and he made a face.
It wasn't winning the flavor race.
We ate it for lunch and we ate it for tea. My blood pressure rising like a salty sea. I dreamed of a burger juicy and fat, but my wallet said no, you can't have that. I tried to add ketchup, I tried to add spice, but nothing could make the noodles taste nice. Day number 4 and I'm feeling weak. My knees are wobbly and my joints creak. I look at the dog food in the metal bowl and think that it touches my hungry soul. The kibble looks crunchy, the kibble looks brown. I wonder if I could keep it down. My wife tried to make a noodle surprise. She baked it in the oven with potato eyes. It came out looking like a brick of glue, a culinary disaster through and through. We cut it with a saw and we chewed it slow, the lowest culinary point we could go. I saw a commercial for a pizza chain. It caused me physical and mental pain. The cheese was stretching, the pepperoni gleamed. I woke up crying because I had dreamed. I walked to the kitchen and grabbed the pack. Another sodium heart attack. The month is long and the noodles are dry. I'm waiting for February to fly, when the bill is paid and the debt is clear. I'm never eating this stuff for a year, but for now I'm boiling the water hot, giving it everything that I got. It fills the belly, it's cheap as dirt, even if the sodium makes my head hurt. It's the fuel of the broke, the food of the poor. I'm heading back to the dollar store. I finished the bowl and I looked at the light burning above me, shining so bright. That bulb cost money, I shouted out loud. We can't afford to light up the crowd. I flipped the switch and the room went black. I was launching the electricity police attack. Well, I walked through the house with an eagle eye, searching for kilowatts going to the sky. The hallway was empty, but the light was on. My patience and my money were entirely gone. Who left this burning? I screamed to the air. Do you think electricity grows like hair? I marched to the bathroom, the fan was humming. I felt a migraine headache coming. Nobody was showering, nobody was there, but just a fan blowing out expensive air. I slammed the switch with a violent chop. This wasteful spending has got to stop. I found the kids watching a glowing screen, the brightest TV that I've ever seen. Turn down the brightness, I barked a command. We're saving the power in this here land. I unplugged the toaster, I unplugged the clock, putting the household in a state of shock. My daughter was charging her telephone. I let out a low and a painful moan. Is that 100%? I cried. You're killing the battery on the inside. I pulled the cord from the socket wall, ignoring her teenage and angry squall. I'm the electricity police. Freeze right there. Turn off the light and step away from the chair. I'm watching the meter spin round and round. Every click is a terrible sound. If you're on in the room, flip the switch, or I'm gonna develop a nervous twitch. Set to high, I looked at the tank and I asked it why. I turned it down to lukewarm and cold, a strategy bold I crawled behind the cabinet on the floor and pulled the plug out of the power cord. My wife was reading by a reading lamp. I marched in there like electrical champ. Use a candle, I handed her wax. We gotta cut down to the maximum max. She looked at me like I had lost my mind, but I was leaving the modern world behind. I stood by the meter on the side of the house, quiet as a cat and quiet as a mouse, watching the disc spin slower and slow, feeling a victory starting to grow. Slow down, you devil, I whispered tight, winning the battle of the winter night. We sat in the living room, dark as a cave, trying to be noble, trying to be brave. Shadows were flickering on the wall, we couldn't see each other at all. Dad, I'm scared, my youngest one said, go to sleep early. I yelled, go to bed. I'm patrolling the hallways at 3 a.m., checking the outlets and checking them. If I see a charger, if I see a light, I'm shutting it down with all of my might. The bill is coming and it's gonna be low, even if we're living in a zero globe. The power company isn't getting my dime. I'm treating the whiteage like a federal crime. Put on a sweater, sit in the dark. We're living as primitive as a park. The lights are off, the food is cheap, but there is one promise I have to keep: to spend $0 for 30 days to navigate the consumer maze. I taped my wallet with a duct tape seal, getting ready for the no spending deal. On January 1, I said the shopping days are officially done. We're taking a pledge, we're taking a vow to stop the spending starting right now. For 31 days, the wallet is shut, no ifs, no ands, and no buts. I took my credit cards, gold and blue, and froze them in a block of ice, it's true. I put them in the freezer behind the peas, safe from my impulsive spending disease. We buy nothing, I shouted with pride, we use what we have on the inside. Day number 5 was a test of the will. I drove past the coffee shop on the hill. The smell of the roast hit my nose like a punch. I wanted a latte, I wanted a lunch. I gripped the steering wheel, knuckles white, and drove on past with all of my might. My shoes got a hole in the bottom sole. I lost a little bit of my self-control. I need new boots, I cried to the sky, but then I remember the promise of why. I fixed it with duct tape and a little glue, making the old look sorta like new. The kids wanted movies, the kids wanted games. I called them terrible and quitter names. We have a library card, I said with a grin. Entertainment for free is where we begin. We watched old DVDs from 2004 until we couldn't take it anymore. It's the no spending month, the 0 day, keeping the creditors far away. Don't reach for the wallet, don't reach for the cash. We're protecting our tiny financial stash. Hold the line, stay strong and true. We're gonna make it the whole month through. We ran out of toothpaste on day 17, the most desperate struggle that I've ever seen. We squeezed the tube with a pair of pliers, fighting the consumer urchin and fires. Use baking soda, I yelled from the sink, pushing us right to the hygiene brink. My buddy called me for a night at the bar. I looked at my wallet, stuck in the jar. I can't go out, Dave, I'm on the freeze. I'm buying, he said, it's a total breeze. No, I shouted, I can't even look. I hung up the phone and I read a book. Day 29 and we're almost there, living on noodles and recycled air. I feel like a monk in a mountain cell. I've broken the consumer shopping spell. I walked through the mall and I didn't buy. I looked the mannequin right in the eye. The last day came, the sun went down. We were the champions of the town. We spent $0, we spent 0 cents, except for the mortgage and the monthly rents. I thought out the credit card from the ice. It felt cold and it felt real nice. We made it through, we survived the test. We put the spending habit to rest. But tomorrow is February, fresh and new, and I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm buying a steak and a brand new shoe. But for tonight, the victory is true. We saved a fortune, we paid the bill. We did it. Hey, does anyone have $1? I need a gumball.
We did it. Hey, does anyone have $1? I need a gumball.